Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Bind, and my name is Dave, and it is round 2 for the Switch third-party Amazon controllers. Let's do it. So today we're going to be looking at 3 different controllers here, and these all come from Amazon. Okay, well this one came from eBay, but cut me some slack. They all came from online, and we're going to be taking a look at them now. They're all wireless, they all have vibration, they all have motion controls, but each of them vary in style. This one right here has a PlayStation kind of look and feel. This one here kind of has an Xbox with longer kind of grips, and this one is an in between the two of them, but that's much smaller than both of them. So let's go over this one right here. Okay, so this one has pretty good battery life, decent distance, and the grip is relatively nice. The rumble isn't too crazy, it's just right. The motion controls could be better, I will say that. But the way that it feels, it's not too heavy. It's a medium kind of hand shape, and the D-pad is surprisingly good. The fact that they're short directionals make it easier to do the in-between directions, which is really important for fighting games. The offset triggers here, or the sticks more of, are pretty nice, good material. The plastic is a little bit cheapy feeling. Now the actual buttons here have triangle, circle, square, and X like PlayStation, so that's a bit confusing for a Switch. The triggers are really small buttons, really tiny. I don't like them too much, but overall I'm super impressed with this controller. I like it a lot, and the price isn't too bad. It's only 24 bucks. If you want something that is a little bit on the smaller medium size, that it kind of mimics a PlayStation controller for the Switch, that isn't too heavy on the wallet, I absolutely recommend this one, and I'll leave a link down below so you can check this out. Now the next one I'm going to be going over is this guy. He is the El Cheapo of the bunch, 20 bucks. Now this is hard to find. I couldn't find it on eBay again, but I'm sure if you see anything like this, you pretty much can compare it to this controller, because there are a whole bunch of third parties that look like this. Now the weird thing about this is the directional pad. Now it comes with 3 different ones, this being one of them, and one's a regular directional pad, and there's another one that I couldn't find. But this one right here is hideous. I thought it looked cool, because I'm like, ooh, it's all directions. No, it's bad. I couldn't get it to work on any kind of directional game. Side scroller, fighter, it just was awful. So this directional pad, terrible. But the controller with the sticks actually feels pretty good. I was playing Crash Bandicoot with it because it felt like a PlayStation controller, so I wanted to pair it with a PlayStation game. So I put the Switch Crash Bandicoot on, and I played really well with the sticks here. I didn't have to use a directional pad, that's why. The rumble is a little bit too intense. The motion controls are really good on this one. I was super surprised on that. That doesn't have a chip reader. You really don't need that. The distance on it is decent, and the battery life could be better as well. The triggers are okay. They're okay. The top buttons are okay. The buttons themselves are okay. The plastic, like the whole thing, is a bit cheapy feeling. But overall, for 20 bucks, I recommend this. If you want to get something that's kind of El Cheapo, going to be light on the wallet, you want something that feels more like a PlayStation controller, I'd go with this. But I will say, caveat, I'm not a very big fan on how it feels in the hands, and it's on the higher end of the medium-sized hands, so take that for what it is. Now let's go to the more colorful one here. Now this one, of course, is set to be a Switch controller. They really went all out on the red and blue scheme. Now this one is more of kind of like a elongated Xbox controller. Now this vibration is pretty nice. The motion control is okay, and the build quality is decent. This is about $25 controller. It's got a nice heavy weight to it. The colors where they are, it's kind of like this weird kind of filmy plastic. It's okay. Now the directional pad works pretty well, and syncing up with all these controllers is relatively simple. You just have to have the manual, follow it, you'll be fine. Now the battery life on this is good, distance is good. I think this actually does have a chip reader, I can't remember, but it does have motion and vibration, which is decent. Now this is a decent controller. I would say this is good for higher on the medium-sized hand and maybe lower like giant hands. So if you want something that's a little bit bigger, that feels more like a Xbox controller, and it looks pretty cool. I like the way that it looks. I would go with this one out of the three. And my favorite, if I had to pick one, would be this guy. Out of three today, this is my favorite. So if you want to get one, I recommend this one over all of them. But again, this one is decent as well. Every one of those controllers are going to be down in the links below. I hope today was informational for you, and you can check out all of these controllers if you want. Now, if you like the video, click like. If you dislike the video, click dislike and let me know down in the comments below why, so I can improve on the videos more in the future. But until the next time that I see you, Vi Nation, thank you so much for visiting, and have a great rest of your day and a great time with all the third-party controllers that you play with. Bye. I'm out. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.